Episode 9 of Government Cheese begins with us taking a look at Einstein's demo tape for his pole vaulting. He teaches the different steps on how to effectively complete the technique, with specific emphasis on how if one part of the process is off, it all falls apart. Einstein is about to have an interview at Rocket Corp, though, and this gets Hampton thinking. He rings through to Manny and learns that a prospective businessman called Dremel is bound to show at the company soon to look over their slew of different tools. Manny doesn't think they're ready for this, but Hampton is convinced it's the right play to pitch their drill. He believes that when he sees the Bit Magician, they'll have a home run and manage to get a good cash flow going. Manny, though, has cold feet and doesn't want to rock the boat. He also warns Hampton away from just showing up in the building. However, Hampton wants to use Einstein's interview as a way of getting into Rocket Corp so he can try and sell the drill. Einstein's mind is elsewhere, though, wanting to pursue his pole vaulting instead. When Einstein heads in for his interview, Hampton tries to worm his way in to meet with Dremel. He sneaks in the back, evading guards as he does, and eventually finds Dremel. Hampton shows off the designs for his Bit Magician to the big man, and he actually greenlights this with 10 units. Hampton cheekily asks for payment up front, but of course that's not how things fly here. Einstein shows off the back of his interview and jokes around with Dremel. It's actually enough to convince the guy to have the money ready to go in advance for Hampton when he shows up at his office the following day. Meanwhile, Detectives Barfield and Hargrove continue to work the Temple heist case, trying to work out how Bootsy ended up on the roof in the first place. The general thinking here is that he was chased up by a neighborhood dog, and when the cops showed patrolling the area, he slipped inside the chimney, but the fumes caused him to slip into a coma. The known associates with Bootsy that they have include some of the Prevost brothers, including Jean-Guy. This is enough for the officers to head back to the temple to question the rabbi about what he may know. However, they also have Hampton's name too, and this, coupled with the man's parole officer purring about Hampton's self-sharpening drill, is enough to convince the detectives to look into him in more detail. Elsewhere, Astoria finds out that her work is doing well and making waves. Mr. Brees brings the good news to her, and that means she has a way to better her life, but it means moving to San Francisco. When Astoria heads home, she finds the detectives waiting for her. They hand over their card, and it's enough to throw a big spanner in the works. Hampton heads home, and Astoria immediately confronts him about what he's been doing this past weekend. Hampton mentions the incident in C Block and how everything has escalated to the Temple heist. Astoria chuckles incredulously and brings up how Bootsy is in a coma. Hampton is shocked and realizes that this certainly isn't the end of it.